What's going on, guys? Doing a quick recap here from this morning trading ALDX. Gonna break it down in this video, talking about how I found it, where I sold at, where I bought it at, and how it all worked out. Stay tuned. So taking a look here at ALDX this morning, this is the 5-minute chart. You can see it jumped up from that 375 area this morning all the way up here to 730. You know, pre-market it got up to that 76 area. It was up almost 100% at one point. Normally I try to get up around 8 o'clock, see what's going on, see what's moving around in the market, checking out what's gapping up, what's gapping down. ALDX was on top of the list, big gapper this morning. I found it, looked at it, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it some time. So if you look here on the daily chart, it had that previous resistance there at the 676 area. So that was kind of like, okay, I want to see where that's going to do there, see if it gets up there, maybe look for a pullback. It had phase 2 news. It was good news. The stock had a lot of volume, had 500,000 shares traded, so it was hot. There was a lot of talk about it, a lot of people talking about how the stock was going to the moon. So I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool. I did a little bit more research. I'm like, okay, it's not that good of news. It's only phase 2 news. It's not like an FDA approval, anything like that crazy, but you can see the stock has been up, down, up, down. It jumps up really fast. It crashed down fast, has a small float. So I'm looking here at ALDX this morning and kind of get an idea. So it gets up here to the 676 area. It does a bit of a pullback down to the 9 EMA. I got my first fill there. I tried to get filled there 500 shares. Only got filled 93 shares. It ended up jumping back up. Then I finally got filled 207 shares there. So I had 300 shares right there. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of looking like it might want to pull back, kind of come back down here to the 630 area. We'll see if it gets down to the 630 area. Maybe I'll get some more fill there. And that's what I ended up doing. I ended up getting filled 200 shares there at 645, and then another 250 here at 645. So right there, I had 750 shares. My average was 649. I felt pretty good about it. My stop loss was right there at the 630 area. So only had about a 10-cent stop loss. You know, if it really wanted to turn on me, didn't want to work out, and kind of was watching it. So right there, that was the plan. You know, getting in here, keeping my stop loss at this area, basically at the bottom of these candles. This is a 5-cent ticker. So when it starts moving, it moves fast. You don't have, you know, pennies to play with. You only have 5 cents to play with. So kind of watching that 630 area, if that wanted to break, kind of getting out of this trade. But you can see here, it ended up curling up here, and I was like, okay, this is looking good. But what happened is we got up here to the 676 area again, and it didn't look that good. Had a lot of resistance there. Big seller just sitting right there on the ask. It did not want to move through. You can see how these dojis there, 2 dojis. I was like, oh shit, double top, this is not good. And it actually got up here to 685 and then pulled back. And that was looking pretty good. I actually got all bought up there. I ended up taking profit on this candle after these double tops there and got out there. 350 shares is kind of locking in some profit there, and then locked in another 200 shares here. I had 200 shares left, and I was like, okay, I wasn't in love with this anymore. I really wanted this to explode. It wasn't exploding. There was a lot of selling. Level 2 was really jam-packed full of selling, so I didn't really think it was going to go that big. So I was like, I'm going to give it a little bit of time, see if we get back to that $7 area here, ride it open, and that's what we got. We got that break through $7 area right up here to 725. I ended up taking profit there at 710. I'm happy with that. 200 shares. Ended up making $192 there on ALDX. The other trade that I made this morning was on SAGE. SAGE gap down this morning. It's a big stock. I thought, you know, I buy 100 shares, maybe get a $2 or $3 move at open. Luckily for me, I got out because you can see here, SAGE ended up making a $10 move the other way. You can see it gapped down this morning. It gapped down big, actually, from the $90 area down there to the $66 area. I shorted it. It did not want to break $66. I'm like, okay, didn't want to break, so I got out there for literally just kind of break even. And you can see getting in there, getting out. And this thing ended up going up there to $76. So it would have been a beautiful long. I really could have made some money there long. I could have bought long, bought 100 shares long, made $10 a share. That would have been $1,000 profit. So, you know, it could have, should have, would have. But at the same time of day, at least I'm happy that I ended up covering there and got out before this insane squeeze happened, because I would be down $1,000. So not the best day ever, but it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a really, really red day. ALDX could have went the other way, but I had a small size, so I was kind of managing that risk there. SAGE could have really exploded on me and really messed me up today. But luckily, in the green on the day, protecting my profits every single day. If I can make $100 every single day, that's all I really need. I just need to make $100 every day, because there's going to be those days, ALDX, you can see ALDX had all the signs for one of those explosions. You know, small float, had news, had a squeeze going on. This thing could have literally exploded to $8, $10, no problem. But it's one of those things. You know, the last couple of days, MRNS had a big squeeze, NLNK had a big squeeze, KURA had a big squeeze, all doing $3 or $4 moves at open. And this was one of those setups I really thought we're going to get that explosion. Did not get the explosion. It didn't work out. But you can see I'm happy with that. It ended up bouncing off this 640 area where I got in earlier, back up to that 725 area, 730, had a double top. Probably should have shorted it there. A couple people in the live chat ended up shorting there. A couple people in the live chat ended up shorting on this first candle, which was an amazing short there. Another stock this morning, which would have been an amazing short, kind of was like, after the whole ALDX thing, after being kind of like, okay, you know, it's one of those days. I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to overtrade. You can see TEVA, really a beautiful short setup. You can see here, this is one of those setups that I just love to see. I probably should have shorted this one. Managing my risk there, being smart, and you can see TEVA had that double top there at the 2010 area there at pre-market, and then it opened, got up to that 2010 area again, couldn't break through it, pulled back all the way down here to 1870. So big move there, you know, $2 drop. That was exactly what you want to play. You want to play those pre-market highs. If they can't break it open, that's a very bearish sign. So TEVA playing the perfect setup here. But overall, ALDX, I really thought this one had huge potential. I thought it could really explode. Like I said, last couple days had these big movers at open. So I was like, okay, this is one of those setups. You know, I got a good entry here. I feel good about it. It was looking a little top heavy there pre-market, which wasn't a good sign. But we got a little bit of a ramp up into open and then got that big jump up to the 725 area and then pulled back quick. So you can see how fast this thing pulled back. It pulled back so fast, literally from 725 down there to 625. Bam, huge crash right there at open. Luckily, I went into the trade knowing, okay, I want to take profit over $7. If it gets stuck at $7, I'm going to cut my loss, take profit there. If it goes above $7, I'm going to take profit, you know, kind of looking to see if there's going to be a top there. It got to 725. It got stuck. It didn't want to go. I was like, bam, hot keyed out, took my profit. I'm done for the day. It's 10:49. Like I said, I'm trying to force myself to only trading that first 30 minutes. And people are like, why only trade 30 minutes? There's so many other opportunities. That's what I do. That's my personal preference. I trade better. I feel like when I try to just get the best trades there in the first 30 minutes, have that one or two stocks that I'm watching closely, have a good plan, and it works for me that way. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. Sometimes I take some trades, you know, throughout the day, you know, something looks really, really good. But overall, I try to focus on that first 30 minutes of the day, market open. That's when it all happens. That's the big moves happen right there in market open. You can see a couple stocks moving around today. NLNK went up, a couple other stocks moving around. But for me, ALDX was the stock of the day. And I really thought ALDX was going to explode, but it just didn't work out. At the end of the day, I'm green. It's all good. I'll live to fight another day. Tomorrow is another day. I'll be here. Make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. We're day trading live on YouTube. It's all free. A couple people actually making a bunch of money this morning. One of the viewers this morning actually went long on ALDX, got the pop, shorted the pop, and then rode it back down. So the guy was killing it, made more money than I did on this damn trade. But it's pretty awesome to see that. So make sure you tune in tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Help me help you. I'll talk to you guys later.